I published 7 books in 18 months, including 6 workbooks. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 big lessons that I learned from publishing all of these books. Hi, I'm Jonathan Milligan, and I am the founder of Market Your Message and also the book series, Your Message Matters. And a couple years ago, I guess around 24 months ago, I had an idea to write and publish a book every 90 days. Now, in order to do that, I had to make sure that I clearly had a system to follow. And in this video, I want to share with you my 5 big lessons. So here's lesson number 1. Done is better than perfect. It's really important that when you're publishing like I wanted to publish, and I wanted to dominate a category, and I really wanted to go deep into several topics that I felt like were important in the process of building a business online. In order to do that, you have to get really clear. So, for example, I did a lot of my own editing. I also designed my own book covers in Canva. And that helped me to keep things streamlined and moving fast. And so the real takeaway here is that done books change lives, unfinished ones don't. All right, that's big number 1. Number 2 is systems beat inspiration. Again, following up on number 1, you gotta have systems. There's gotta be a system in place. Now, in order for me to do this, I had to have my specific tools. I had to know exactly what I wanted to do in order to stay organized along the way. So one of the things I like to do, and that I teach in my accelerator program, is I have a specific way I do my chapters. A great example of that is Hallmark. Every single plot kind of is the same. You insert new characters, new locations. Well, that's what I started doing with my chapters. I have a very specific strategy I like to follow. I like to have a poll, something that pulls them in, a story at the very beginning of that chapter. And then I go into what most people do that's wrong, why it doesn't work, and the paradigm shift, what to do instead. And then I cover 3 to 5 subpoints. I have a practical exercise and key takeaways. And that allowed me to not spend a lot of time trying to figure out what I'm going to do for every chapter. You just insert new topic, you follow the formula. So systems beat inspiration every single time. And that consistent systems is what's going to help you to produce consistent results. All right, here's big lesson number 3. One book fuels the next. Now, this is really important when it comes to writing a book series. So you can see here, I've got 6 books in my series. And when I wrote this first book, it started by solving the first problem my audience has, which is discovering their message. They're trying to figure out, well, what makes me unique? Am I more of a writer, coach, teacher, or speaker? Who is my audience? What am I trying to help them with? And when they answer this question, then it leads to, I want to know more. I want to go the next step. And that leads them to launch your platform. And this book solves the next problem, which is, how do I set up my business online? How do I create social media embassies that I can recruit people to come my way and visit my website? And then once that problem gets solved, now they're wondering, how do I make money? And that's where the Validate Your Offer book comes into play. I teach the 4 favorite validation offers to help you earn your first $1,000 online. And as soon as you validate your offer, guess what you're supposed to do next? You then move on to build your audience, where I teach over 12 different traffic methods to help you to grow your list, build your audience so that you can make more money. But once you start building that list, you need to scale that income. And in this book, I teach over 12 different income streams, from writing, coaching, teaching, and speaking. And then once you start creating enough offers, you're going to need an organized system to systematically build and grow your income with email marketing. And that's what the Monetize Your List book is about. And so the big lesson here is that when you write a book series, each book should fuel the next. So one book fuels the next one. So when a problem is solved, it creates a new problem. And now the reader wants to go solve the next problem. And then when you solve that problem, it creates a new problem and they want to go solve the next problem. So the real takeaway here in this lesson is don't just write a book, build a library. And that will help you to really dominate your niche. All right, number 4 big lesson, writing is marketing when done right. My big reason for writing these books was not to make money. I know, that sounds crazy. And I do make a decent amount of money every single month now with my books. But you might be wondering, well, why did you write these books then? Well, here's why. Because I wanted to create awareness. I wanted to bring people into my world, and that's exactly what these books do. They create the marketing for me because Amazon already has all the traffic. They are finding me by searching different keywords, and they're seeing my books. They're getting on my email list where I can then build my business. So that's big lesson number 4. By the way, are you enjoying this content? If you are, would you let me know? Just hit the like or subscribe to the show, even hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video drops. All right, final lesson, number 5. This is a big one, and this is why I started this whole thing. You're not just writing books, you're building a legacy. You see, 2 years ago, it was around December, and I was thinking and brainstorming what my new goals wanted to be for the year, and I went to the whiteboard and started writing things down. And one of the questions I wrote is, what leaves a legacy? Because I've been doing this for a while and I enjoy what I do. It's provided for me and my family for over 15 years now, but I needed a bigger why. And I started writing a few things down, like things that leave a legacy are, your kids. Things that leave a legacy can be things like planting a church, things that leave a legacy. And I went, wait a minute, writing books? Because there's been a lot of authors who I have read and enjoyed their books long after they were gone. And hear their voice is still making an impact. And so that's what got me initially excited about writing these books. And then finally, book 7 is actually the Daily Messenger, which I went and took all the lessons in these 6 books and I packed them into a daily lesson for 365 lessons. And they're packed into kind of mini little lessons in the book as well. And so that is how I went through the process of publishing 7 books in about 18 months. And those are the 5 big lessons I learned. I'm curious, which of the 5 lessons were the most impactful for you? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you want to know, how did I go about writing these books? What did I do? I used a tool called Atticus to get all these books written and published that made my life so much easier. And you can go catch a video of how I walk through and show you how I use Atticus to write and publish books. We'll see you over in that video.